Get into the predicted lineup first and foremost. So, what team news have we got?
So it's probably quicker to go through who's fit rather than who's injured.
13 fit players. How many players out? Like 12 players out?
It's insane, that injury list. I mean, on screen, it's crazy, isn't it? So obviously, Kuti Romero, this is game number 2 or 4 for him.
Yeah.
He's suspended. Dominic Solanke is a doubt with a sore throat. A Doggy unavailable with the hamstring. Dancer has a snapped ligament. Pedro Porro recovering from his hamstring. Rodrigo Bentancur, he is long-term injury. Bergvall, we heard a few days ago, he's going to be about 6 weeks. Odegaard has an ACL, he's out for the foreseeable. Richarlison, hopefully next week he'll be back. Ben Davis out for the season. Kudus about 6 weeks away as well.
Early April, yeah.
Kulusevski and Madison, who knows? Anyone's guess at this point, but not going to be this weekend. So the only ones realistically coming back in the short term are Porro and Richarlison.
Yeah, so Porro and Richarlison obviously back hopefully next week. And then the next ones back after that, I believe, are going to be Kudus and Bergvall.
And obviously Kuti as well.
And Kuti, yeah. Kuti from the suspension, yeah. So as we were, pretty much from 12 days ago, didn't recover anyone, unfortunately, as much as Pedro Porro was hoping to get back. It looks like that's not going to happen, and probably we're looking at a Fulham return for Pedro Porro. But in terms of the lineup, obviously we're going into the unknown here. Igor Tudor, are we thinking a 3 at the back?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was kind of hinting that maybe he'll go with a back 4 because he's saying, we have to play. He was kind of implying we have to play with the best system that suits the players that we have. So is that him hinting, okay, we're going to have to play back 4 because I just don't have the centre backs or don't have the wing backs and stuff like that? Or is that reading too much into it and he is just going to go with his system and go with how he's played? Now, he has pretty much stuck to that 3 at the back in his last few jobs. So it's tough to say. I think let's just go 3 at the back because it's his first game. We don't really know. We'll get obviously a better idea when we see the lineup on Sunday. But I think that is his system. He's going to try and make it work, I guess, if he can. But the question is, can he make it work?
3-5-2?
Well, he likes the 3-4-2-1. But we could go 3-5-2.
I think he's played both. I think he's used the 3-4-2-1 more. But I'm looking at this game and I think 3-5-2 is the way to go, man. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make too much difference. 3-5, because either way, either Xavi's in a midfield in a.
Because I'm just looking at it with our lack of wingers. With our lack of wingers, it's just going to make it hard.
It's either Xavi's in the number 10 in the 3-4-3 or Xavi's in a midfield 3.
Yeah, which you prefer kind of Dom and Muani up front together instead of Muani playing behind the strike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it could also be Xavi, 10 and Muani and Solanke up front, couldn't it? 3-4-2, 3.
I guess it's not going to change personnel-wise.
3-4-2-1, 3-4-1-2, 3-4-1-2, like that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go for that. In goal, we know Big Vic.
Guillermo.
We need to see him. We need to see him have a top performance because we know our goal's going to get under pressure, under siege at some points during the game.
I feel like he's never had a great game against Arsenal. I feel like it's he always kind of gets caught out set pieces and stuff, so we need him to be a bit more commanding in this one. Yeah,
they like to bully him, don't they, from those set pieces. How many times have they gone 1-0 up through a set piece against us at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
Hopefully,
it's happened way too much.
Tudor doesn't let that happen.
Yeah.
He stops it himself. He'll probably get on the pitch and stop him bullying him for Vicario.
Probably, but look, we're looking at the back 3. Van der Ven is for sure, so we can put Van der Ven in there.
And apparently, Van der Ven, and apparently as well, he likes to play with overlapping centre backs, Tudor, and I think Van der Ven could be perfect for that. Or he could get injured, one of the two. But in theory, the way he plays, if we can get Van der Ven involved, that'd be great.
So alongside Mickey, we know Radu is most likely going to play. These are only 2 fit centre backs in the whole squad.
And he was saying as well in his press conference, he has worked with Radu before. He knows him from his time at Juve, so hopefully that can help, Radu settle in to Tudor's system.
And I guess the only other option we have, because of Porro's injury in the back line, is Palhinha. Or
Gray.
Yeah, but I think Gray will probably play right wing back.
Or he won't. I think it will. I think Palhinha will definitely play. So is he going to put him in midfield or is he going to put him as centre back? I think I probably want to see him at centre back, but he hasn't. But obviously, he's new to the dressing room. Has he studied that he can play? That obviously Palhinha is a midfielder, Frank has used him at centre back though, on occasion, and he's done all right there. Yeah, let's put Paulinho there, but I think down the line he might want to move him back to midfield. But I think he has to play.
I think it's needs must this weekend, and I think like to have Paulinho there. I'm not too worried about putting him in the back line because I think he's had really strong performances there so far this season. So that's the back three that we're going for: Paulinho, Dragoshin, and Mickey van der Ven, right wing back. So I assume it's going to be Archie Gray.
It's either going to be Gray and Spencer left back or Spence and Sousa. Now he likes to play with wing backs, and for me, if he's going to do that, he should really play Spence and Sousa because they're better wing backs. They're better at spreading the width. Because if you do Gray and Spence, you've lost both ends. You know, Gray's not really a wing back on the right, and then Spence isn't really going to spread the width on the left either.
Yeah.
Whereas at least if you've got Spence and Sousa there, it's, the big worry obviously is Sousa, but at least you have Spence who's going to be spreading that width on the right hand side, getting forward, and providing an option. And we just got to help help cover Sousa or help Sousa's ready and hope Sousa can do something. So I've got a feeling it is going to be Spence and Sousa, to be honest. I think that's probably the better thing to do in his system. I think if you're going to play Gray, I think you should be playing the back four.
You know what? Like, I think playing Sousa in this game is a massive risk. I really believe that. Prem ready and all that young kid come from Brazil to make his first start, the North London derby against this kind of Arsenal, I think is mad risky. I would actually think about playing Tell at left wing back.
You think that's less of a risk?
I think it's less of a risk. I think I think he's got the stamina to get up and down. I think he's got good pressing game. I think he can contribute to the attack, obviously, very well. I don't know. I don't think he's going to do it, but I think I wouldn't be against it, seeing Tell on that left wing back.
Or what about maybe Sarr and Spence, potentially?
I think we need Sarr in the middle.
We do, but we also got Gallagher, Basuma, and Gray could play there.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have those players. He might, and Bruno has worked with Basuma. Maybe Bruno's going to push to start Basuma. Who knows? Because maybe that's something. Because he's played McKennie a wing back a lot when he was at Juve, so he's not scared to play a midfielder there if he feels like he's got the right attributes. I don't think I'd play Tell there. I don't think he would play there. I've got a feeling if I was to hazard a guess what he's going to do, I think he is going to go Spence and Sousa as wing backs. That's what
I think he's probably going to go Gray and Spence. But
what does the chat think? Chat, put a little quick poll. Spence and Sousa or Gray and Spence? Gray, Spence. Go on. First 100 votes, we'll get it. Come on, vote. Chat can make the decision.
Spence and Sousa.
Sousa is winning. 50 votes. Go on, get it to 100 votes. Come on. 800 of you in here. 60 votes. Everyone vote. All right, looks like Spence and Sousa's won.
All right, let's do it. Spence and Sousa.
Spence and Sousa.
Cool. Spence and Sousa at wing back. What if Sousa does start? I mean, what a debut it is for him.
Already come on Old Trafford. What a baptism of fire. Two games. Old Trafford and Arsenal.
Danny Rose
on his Premier League debut. Come on, Sousa.
Can you imagine? History's got to repeat itself, man.
If any corner drops to him out from 30 yards, everyone's going to be shouting shoot.
And then we'll take him off at half time.
Yeah, take him off at half time, exactly.
If he scores in the first half, we have to take him off at half time. We have to. All right, so those are the wing backs. In terms of the midfielders, I think it's going to be Gallagher and Sarr.
Yeah, I think it will be. Gallagher and Sarr. But I do think with Bruno now there is a bit of a more positive voice for Basuma. So whether down the line he gets some more opportunities. And I think he's been all right since he's come in. Maybe not amazing, but some good games, some bad games. Classic Basuma. But yeah, I think Connor and Sarr will probably get the nod here.
Yeah.
And I think they're the right players for this kind of game as well.
Because you need Conor Gallagher. He's probably going to have to lead that press, hasn't he? You know, he's that one player in there who's just a pressing beast, and we need to see him at his very best to get anything out of this game. I think he can be a real key cog in this team if we are going to go and win it. In the 10, obviously, will be Javi Simmons.
Yep, he's going to have an important role to play. We're just being ahead of our creativity, our only creative player. Been playing a lot better there recently, hasn't he? So
yeah. Well, he's going to have to be that hub of the team that he has been over the past couple of weeks. Obviously, it's been a failing team, but in our good performances, he's been very central to the majority of them. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from Javi at this moment in time. Stayed back over the 5-day break, and loads of players went off and had a break, and he stayed back and trained hard. So hopefully he's fit and ready and in good physical shape to play Arsenal this weekend. And then that leaves you with two simple options for up front. No Richarlison. So it's going to be Big Dom Solanke and Randall Kolo Muani. And can Kolo Muani have a bit of a new lease of life about him because under a manager that knows and trusts him?
yeah, that's got to be the hope, hasn't it? And he had a good time at Juve, and they wanted to sign him permanently. Tudor knows him well. So let's hope he can eke something out of him, because he's just been so poor for us ever since he signed. We're going to need, even if he gets one goal, he's done better than he has for most of the season. So hopefully he can kind of get into him and get the best out of him. There is a good player in there if you can just unlock it. Obviously, Solanke coming off the back of a sore throat. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much. Obviously, Tell could play in the front line, but I do think it's going to be those two players he knows well. And I think that way, this system, could maybe spring surprise on Arsenal.
I hope so. I really hope so. But I think Arteta was speaking in his press conference and said, studying Igor Tudor's time at Juventus and all his previous jobs and all the different systems that he played and stuff like that. So shouldn't be too much of a surprise going three at the back. And also Spurs have been playing three at the back quite a bit over the past month or so. So it's not alien to the players, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But playing a two up top and with a three at the back was, we haven't done that yet, but I think it can work. I think Solanke playing off Moani, there's no reason why those two can't work. And I think it should, in theory, it could be a decent partnership, both pretty strong. Moani has pace to run in behind, Solanke has the hold-up play. So I think in theory, they should be tough to handle. And if you pin them both on the Arsenal centre-backs, I know they're great, but physically, they can give them a game, I think. Yeah,
absolutely. So this is the predicted lineup we are going for. Vicario in goal, Radu, Paulinho, Mickey van der Ven as the back three, Spence and Sousa as the wing backs, Gallagher, Pat Maté-Sarr and Javi Simmons in the midfield with Randall Kolo Muani and Big Dom Solanke up top. We've both said 2-2 in our Predict the Prems. Sticking with it?
Absolutely. Going to get a result on Sunday. I'm feeling it.
God, I think that atmosphere is just going to be to die for, man. I really hope that, it starts on the high road, couple hours, 2-3 hours before the game, welcome in those idiots to North London, and then take that into the stadium. And even if we go 1-0 down, we can't let it quieten down in there. We got to keep going, and keep supporting the team through this really tough time. And if we do that, that gives us the best opportunity to get a result in this game. So that's our score predictions. That is our lineup predictions. I want to know your predictions in the comment section below. Do you think that it will be Spence and Sousa at wing backs? And do you think Paulinho will be part of that back three? Will he go for a back four? Who knows? But you decide and let me know in the comment section below.